Welcome to the Sleep2Dream Analytics Explainer video, where better sleep starts with better understanding.
Okay, let's start with a question you've probably wondered about. We all hear that as you get older, your sleep just gets worse, period. But what if that's not really the whole story? The truth is actually far more interesting.
So, building on that question, here's our big idea. Yes, your sleep absolutely changes with age, but it's not a simple downward slide for everyone. It's a really complex biological process.
All right, to understand these changes, let's quickly define four key terms. Sleep architecture is just the pattern of your sleep stages all night. Slow wave sleep, or N3, is that super deep, restorative sleep. Then you have your circadian rhythm, your body's master clock, and homeostatic pressure, which is your sleep drive. These are our building blocks. Now, using those terms, here's where it gets wild. That drop in deep, restorative, slow wave sleep we always hear about, well, the data shows it's almost exclusively a male phenomenon. For women, deep sleep levels tend to stay surprisingly stable. This is a huge difference.
So, what's actually happening to make sleep feel lighter? It's about our two core sleep systems getting a little out of sync. Your circadian clock can shift, making you feel tired earlier. But your homeostatic sleep drive might weaken, making it harder to stay asleep. This can make sleep feel less solid.
Okay, following that idea, sleep can also get more fragmented. This means it's broken up by tiny, brief awakenings you might not even remember. To put a number on it, people over 70 average about 21 of these arousals per hour. That's why sleep feels less continuous.
So, why does all of this actually matter in real life? Well, the consequences of fragmented sleep can be pretty serious. Getting less than 5 hours of sleep is linked to a more than 50% increased risk for falls. This is a very tangible health risk.
Next, let's clear up a common misunderstanding about napping. There's a myth that napping when you're older is always a bad sign, but the science in our source material shows it's much more complicated. For some health outcomes, napping can actually be protective.
And to build on that complexity, this quote really sums it up. It says that your chronological age, the number of candles on your cake, explains very little about insomnia. Instead, other factors like health conditions are usually the real drivers. It is not just about your age. All right, we covered a lot, so let's do a super quick recap. First, that deep sleep decline is very different for men and women. Second, sleep often gets lighter and more broken, not just shorter. Third, this is all driven by our two core biological sleep systems. And finally, poor sleep has real health risks.
Thank you for watching the Sleep2Dream Analytics Explainer video. We hope you sleep well and dream easy.